Hi, my name is Taylor and I'm here to guide you through a full moon flow for the full moon happening on Wednesday, November 5th. If the 5th has already passed, that's okay. You can still do this flow. I like to base my flows around the moon phase and the sign, and this full moon is in the sign of Taurus. And Taurus rules over the neck and the shoulders. So we'll be focusing on the neck and the shoulders. Taurus is also ruled by Venus, which is the planet of love, so we can also associate Taurus with the heart chakra. So this flow will be on the neck, the shoulders, and the heart chakra. So if that's something that you are interested in, please stick around. So I would like to talk a little bit about the astrology. If you don't want to hear about that, you can go ahead and jump to the practice. So full moons ask us to work with balancing some energies, some opposing energies, because we have the moon and we have the sun directly opposite one another. That's how we get the full moon. So this full moon, we are in Taurus and the sun is in Scorpio, and these are some opposing energies. So Taurus is that earthy, peace-loving, down-to-earth energy, and we have the Scorpio, which is kind of emotional and transformative energy. So the full moon is asking us to balance these energies now. So the moon in Taurus wants us to find the little simple joys, the tangible little joys in everyday life, whereas the Scorpio is asking us to look at the complexities, looking at the intangible things. Where can we find some emotional fulfillment there? This is a passionate and creative full moon that is full of possibilities, full of learning experiences. So a lot of great energy to work with here. I always make a Spotify playlist to go along with my flows. So if you're interested in listening while we practice, you can find the link for that in the description below. I'll also be using blocks throughout this flow. So if you have blocks, you want to grab them, go ahead and do that. If you don't have blocks, you can use anything that's block shaped that is sturdy and can hold weight. Let's get started. If you would like to listen to the playlist, you may now start it. I'm going to begin with a block underneath the seat, just to make a little extra room for the diaphragm for some grounding breath work. And we're going to find Sukhasana or easy pose. Hands can come to the knees, to the lap, to the heart. One maybe to the heart, one maybe to the belly. Wherever you feel the most comfortable, go ahead and take that now. We're going to close the eyes or soften the gaze. And just begin by noticing your natural breath. Not changing anything, just noticing where you're at now, coming to your mat. Dropping in, checking where you're at. Maybe noticing any tension in the body. Sometimes it's easy to go a whole day without really checking in, taking a moment to breathe. And when you take that moment, sometimes you notice, oh, my shoulder's a little tight, the hip's a little tight. It really makes you think what all we're carrying around throughout the day that we're not noticing. And that's one of the beautiful things about yoga. It shows us what we're carrying, where we're carrying it at. And that way we can be a little bit more mindful and thoughtful throughout our day. Begin to deepen your breath in and out through the nose. Drawing the breath all the way down to the low belly. Feeling all the way up to the collarbones. And exhaling completely. Begin to visualize a green light at your heart center. And with each breath, the light grows brighter, stronger, radiating from your heart center. Allow this light to ground you in love, knowing that you are loved, and that you do love. And knowing that you can always come back to this energy at any time that you wish. We're going to take one deep inhale together. So in through the nose. Pause at the top. Take one more sip of air. Open the mouth, then sigh it out. Come back to your natural breath. If you had your eyes closed, you may now blink them open. If you had a block underneath your sit bone, you can place it to the side. We're going to take a couple of neck rolls, and we're going to make sure that we don't scrunch our head back too far, that we crunch those vertebrae in the very back of the neck. It's just very easy. And then we're going to find the rolls to the opposite side. So reversing your circles. And eventually finding stillness. We're going to take a couple of shoulder rolls, so bringing the shoulders down and back and rolling forward. down and back, rolling forward. You can always close your eyes in yoga, shutting down one of the senses to feel a little bit deeper, to go more inside the body, more introspective. Going to reverse our shoulder rolls, so shoulders rolling back. Find stillness here. We're going to inhale the arms to the sky. Exhale, right hand comes to the mat, and we're going to stretch over to the right. Inhale back through center. Exhale, left hand comes to the mat, stretch to the left. Exhale, inhale, back through center. Exhale, stretch over to the right. I'm going to take a couple more rounds like this to your own breath. After your next left side stretch, we're going to find Sukhasana. Hands to the knees, and we're going to take a couple of spinal circles. Rolling the spine around the base. Pause at center and reverse your circles. Pause at center. We're going to turn to face the top of our mats. We're going to release the feet to the top of the mat. We're going to grow tall through the crown of the head. Inhale the arms up to the sky. And exhale, we're going to fold over the legs. Hands can come to the knees, the shins, the ankles, the feet, wherever you are right now. You can always keep a little bit of a bend in the knees to give a little bit of extra room to the low back. Inhale back through center. We're going to find a butterfly pose, so the soles of the feet come to meet. Just take a moment here. You can find a little bit of movement, or you can find stillness. You can grab the feet, or you can peel the feet open like a book. You can also find a fold here if that is in your practice. It's a little intense. So whatever you feel you need today, go ahead and take that. Going to release the left foot to the top of the mat. Right foot comes to the inner left thigh. We're going to turn to frame the left leg. Inhale the arms to the sky, and exhale, fold over that left leg, hands coming to this the shin, the ankle, the foot, the mat, wherever you feel you need to be today. Inhale back through center. We come back to our butterfly. Maybe taking note of any differences here between the left and right side. We're going to release the right leg to the top of the mat. Left foot comes to the inner right thigh. Turn to bring the right leg. Inhale the arms to the sky. And exhale, fold over the right leg. Hands coming to mat, shin to ankle to foot, wherever you need to be this morning, or today, tonight, wherever you are. It's obviously night here, but some reason I thought it was this morning. I'm in the time change. I'm filming this on Sunday the 2nd, so my day's all kinds of messed up. Inhale back through center. Release the feet, give them a nice little shake. We're going to find tabletop from here, so any way that you need to get there, you can. Option to tuck the feet underneath the sit bones and roll over the knees to find tabletop. We're going to find a couple of cat-cows, and we're going to add in a little bit of a modified child's pose as well. So inhale, you're going to drop the navel, look to the sky. Exhale, we're going to round through the spine, drop the head, and float the heels back, and float the sit bones back to the heels. Inhale, roll back to cow. Exhale, round through the spine, float the sit bones back to the heels. Inhale for cow. Exhale, round through the spine for cat, and sit back for child's pose. I'm going to take 3 more rounds just like that to your own breath. At the end of your 3rd round, we're going to widen the knees and sink down for child's pose. Head can come to the mat or it can come to a block. Taking a moment here in our child's pose, in our Taurus energy, we're grounding. On your next inhale, look to the top of the mat. We're going to walk the hands over to the left, stacking the right hand on top of the left, pulling that right hip back in space for a stretch on the right side body. Inhale, look to the top. We're going to walk the hands over to the right and let the left hand Stack on top of the right. Pull that left hip back for that left side body stretch. Inhale, walk the hands back through center. Take another moment in your child's pose. Maybe finding prayer hands behind the head. Taking another moment here, grounding. Maybe releasing the hands to the earth. We're going to come back to a tabletop position. We're going to inhale the right arm up to the sky, and exhale, we're going to thread it underneath the left, bringing the right shoulder to the mat. Bring the left hand up towards the top of the mat, and breathing here. We're going to bring the left hand back underneath the shoulder. Press up, bringing the right arm back to the sky. And exhale, back to tabletop. We're going to inhale the left arm up to the sky. And exhale, thread it underneath the right, bringing the left shoulder to the mat. Right hand goes to the top of the mat. Breathing here. Right hand comes back underneath the shoulder, pressing up and lifting the left hand to the sky. Come back to tabletop. We're going to find puppy pose, so like child's pose, but the knees are up, tailbone is up in the air. We're going to bring the forehead to the earth, or chin to the earth. Chin is a little bit more intense, so pick whatever is speaking to you today. We're going to come back to tabletop, lean forward, and find your way to your stomach. We're going to line the hands up with the top of the ribs, going to tuck the elbows in, and we're going to find cobra. We're going to find 3 rounds of cobra. So the first, we want to come up just a bit, doesn't have to be super high, and with each round, we're going to come up a little bit further. So inhale for cobra, and exhale, release. Inhale for cobra, coming up just a little bit more, and exhale, release. Inhale all the way up, Take a moment here and release. We're going to take the right arm out to a T. We're going to bring the left foot, the sole of the left foot to the sky. We're going to roll to the right, bringing the left foot to the earth. Head can rest on the earth. Just take a moment here in this shoulder compression. Breathe in here. The more that you roll to the right, the more sensation you feel. If this is too much, you can always back off a bit by rolling closer to the left. Going to release and roll back to the stomach. We're going to take the left arm out to a T. Sole of the right foot comes to the sky. We're going to roll to the left, bringing that right foot to the earth. Again, if this is too much, you can always roll away, closer to the stomach. Take what you need. Your practice is for you and only you. I'm going to release, bringing the right leg back to meet the left. We're going to bring the elbows underneath the shoulders, forearms to the mat, looking straight ahead for a Sphinx pose. Drawing the shoulders away from the ears. And release. We're going to come back up to tabletop, so pushing through the hands up to the knees. We're going to tuck the toes, and we're going to tuck the toes and pull the sit bones up for a down dog, first down dog of our practice. Go ahead and pedal it out. Maybe moving side to side. Whatever you need to do to settle into stillness. If you've practiced with me before, you've probably heard me say this, but with your down dog, your heels do not have to be touching the mat. You can always stay on the toes. You can bend the knees. With down dog, you really want to focus on your spine. A good way to think about it is if you had a string on your tailbone, and if that string was pulling you up, you want to make sure that your spine would just be a straight line, pulling you up from your tailbone. On your next inhale, look to the top of the mat. You're going to take tiny steps until you get to the top of the mat. We're going to inhale, halfway lift, and exhale. Take a moment here in your forward fold, maybe grabbing opposite elbows, maybe finding ragdoll, moving side to side. Your forward fold, you can also have a bend in the knees to make room for the low back. You don't always have to be touching your toes. You don't have to be touching the mat. If you have a hard time with forward fold, you can always grab blocks to bring the earth closer to you. inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up for Tadasana, mountain pose. Arms come above the head. And we're gonna exhale for cactus, pushing the heart forward. Inhale, hands back to the sky. And exhale, swan dive back down. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Place the hands and step it back for down dog. Maybe shaking out the head, maybe doing a yes and a no. On your next inhale, we're going to look to the back of the mat. And exhale, we're going to walk the hands all the way back to the feet. Take another moment here in your forward fold. Allow the head to be heavy. Maybe shake the head out here. Yes and no. We're going to inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up for Tadasana. And exhale for cactus. Shining that heart space forward. Inhale, hands come back to the sky. Exhale, swan dive down for forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Walk the hands back out to the top of the mat to find down dog. Maybe noticing how different your down dog feels now than when you first got into this position, in this posture. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Take another moment here in our forward fold. Maybe shaking the head. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll all the way up for Tadasana. Exhale for cactus. Inhale, hands come back to the sky. Exhale, swan dive back down for forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Place your hand, step it back for down dog. Look to the top of the mat, and on your next exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up for Tadasana. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, back. Hands back to the sky. Now inhale that right leg, right knee up to the chest. We're going to exhale, step it back towards the back of the mat on the ball of that right foot for crescent lunge. Crescent lunge, we want the front knee stacked on top of the ankle, and we're going to be on the ball of that back foot. We're going to inhale, grow tall. Exhale, cactus, taking a little bit of a back bend. Inhale, hands back through center. Exhale for cactus. Inhale through center. Exhale for cactus. Inhale for center. We're going to open it up for warrior two. So back foot comes completely flat on the earth. Front knee, front leg stays the same. We open arms up to a T. Palms can be facing down or they can be facing up, whichever you prefer. Getting strong through our warrior two. We're going to turn the toes so that they're facing the long right side of the mat. Open up for star pose and exhale, forward fold. We're going to come to Skandasana, to the back of the mat. So left leg is straight, toes pointing towards the sky. Exhale, we're going to come back through our wide-legged fold. Come to star pose. We're going to turn the left toes to the top of the mat. Circle the right arm down while we come to the ball of the back foot for a crescent lunge. Right foot's going to come to meet the left for Tadasana. Inhale the arms to the sky, bringing the left knee closer to the chest. Exhale, left foot comes out to the back of the mat for crescent lunge. So on the ball of the back foot. Take a moment, make sure you're in the correct form. Inhale, grow tall through the fingers. Exhale for cactus. Tiny little back bend here. Inhale, center. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, center. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, center. Open up the left side of the mat for warrior two. Take a moment to make sure you are in your posture correctly. I'm going to turn the toes so they're facing the long left side of the mat. Open up for star pose. Exhale, we're going to fold. Skandasana to the back of the mat, so right leg is straight, toes pointing towards the sky. Right foot comes back to the earth, walk back through to not down dog, walk back through to wide-legged fold. We're going to come back up for star pose. We're going to turn the right toes to the top of the mat. Circle the left arm down and back up while bringing that left foot back onto the ball of the foot for crescent lunge. Step the left foot to the top of the mat to meet the right for Tadasana, hands through heart center. Inhale, arms to the sky, inhaling that right knee towards the chest. Exhale, step it back for crescent. Take one cactus. Inhale back through center. Open up for warrior two. Inhale, we're going to reverse our warrior. Straighten that right leg. Arms come back to warrior two. And we're going to fold over to find a triangle pose. Triangle, we can always find a block behind the foot, pulling that left hip back in space. You can always shorten your stance if you need to. Opening up across the shoulders. We're going to bend that right knee, scoop that right hand down and back up for crescent lunge. We're going to straighten that front knee. Right foot comes to the earth. Grow tall through the crown of the head. We're going to fold over the left leg to find pyramid. Option for blocks to bring the earth a little bit closer to you. Pulling that right hip back in space so that the hips are neutral. Breathing here. I'm going to walk my hands or my blocks up a little bit towards the top of the mat. Right leg is going to come off of the earth for standing splits. Right foot is going to come behind left. And we're going to take a moment here in this forward fold. Release the feet back to neutral. And just take another moment here in this forward fold. Allow the head to be heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up for Tadasana. Hands coming through heart center. We're going to lift the left knee up to the chest. Exhale, left foot comes back towards the back of the mat, finding crescent. Take one cactus. Coming back through center, open up for warrior two. We're going to reverse our warrior. Straighten that right leg. Coming through warrior two into our triangle. Grabbing blocks if you need them. Shorten your stance if you need to. Strong line from the tips of your fingers to the ground. Pulling that right hip back in space. We're going to bend the right knee, scoop the earth up, coming to crescent. We're going to straighten that right leg. We're going to straighten that right leg, shorten the stance if you need to, and fold over for pyramid pose. We're going to walk the hands up, walk the blocks up, allowing for that left leg to come off of the earth for standing splits. Left foot is going to come behind right. And take a moment here in your forward fold. Release the legs. And take another moment here in your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up for Tadasana, hands coming through heart center. Inhale, hands come up to the sky, and exhale, swan dive back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step it back for down dog. We're going to inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, we're going to bring the shin to the top of the mat for a half pigeon. If half pigeon is not in your practice, you may come to your back to find recline pigeon. Recline pigeon will take the right foot to the left knee. If this is enough, stay here. If you would like to deepen, you're going to bring a bind behind the left leg, pushing the right knee away with your elbow for recline pigeon. So take whichever variation that you need today. I'm going to take half pigeon. And just take a moment here in the upright position, growing tall through the crown of the head, and exhale, folding over that right leg. Head can come to the mat, it can come to your hands, it can come to a block. Just go ahead and get in a comfortable space because we will be here for a minute or two. Go ahead and bring some awareness back into the body. We're going to come back up onto the hands. Going to tuck the left toes and come back to a down dog. If you're in reclined pigeon, you may go ahead and switch legs. I'm going to inhale the left leg up and back, and exhale, bring the shin towards the top of the mat, setting up for the left side. I'm going to inhale, growing tall through the crown of the head. And exhale, folding into our half pigeon. Go ahead and get comfortable. We'll be here for a minute or two. Go ahead and bring some awareness back into the body. Plant the hands, push yourself back up. We're going to tuck the right toes and come back to a down dog. Take a moment here in this down dog, last down dog of our practice. Maybe noticing how different it feels now than when you came into this posture earlier. I'm going to come through tabletop, tuck, cross the feet, and roll back onto the sit bones. We're going to grab our blocks and come to a lying position on our backs. We're going to find a happy baby. So hands can come to the back of the knees, peace fingers can come to find the big toes, or hands can come on the outside of the feet. And you can find some movement here, rocking left to right. You can find stillness, whatever you feel you need today. Eventually finding stillness and releasing the legs to the earth. we are going to find a supported fish pose. So we're going to take our blocks towards the back of the mat. If you don't have blocks, you can use rolled up blankets or pillows for this. And we're going to make a T on the back of our mat. If you're using rolled up blankets or pillows, we're going to take the rolled up pillow or blanket right where a bra line would be, right at that back, mid back. And if you're using blocks, you're going to have the block start right at that bra line. We're going to come back and we're going to find the other block for the head to support the head. Legs can come out just in a neutral position, or you can find recline bound angle where the soles of the feet meet. This is a little intense, so if that's too much for you, you can come out of that. You can also place pillows or blankets underneath the arms. The higher the arms are up towards the torso, the less sensation you will feel. I'm just going to allow the shoulders to drop and the heart space to shine forward. And just breathing here, hoping for a release. You can come out of this pose at any moment that you need to if it becomes too intense. Just allow yourself to release in this moment. Knowing that you are loved and that you can love. Again, to bring a little bit of awareness back into the body. We're going to move into Shavasana. If you would like to stay in this posture for Shavasana, you may do so. If you would like to come out, we're going to bring the left or right elbow closer into the body, rolling over to that side, placing the blocks off of the mat, and coming back down onto the back for Shavasana. And allowing yourself to rest here, to allow the medicine to absorb into the body. The next time you hear my voice, it will be to guide you out of Shavasana. Begin to bring awareness back into the body, maybe wiggling the fingers and the toes, bringing a smile to the face. Maybe taking a full body stretch, making your way to one side of the body. And taking a moment here and push up to a seated position. Hands come to heart center. And take a moment in gratitude for giving yourself this time and space to move your body, to connect to your mind and your spirit. And know that the light in me honors the light in you. Thank you.